Hi everyone. If you're standing in front of a boiler and it's got flashing lights, error codes, maybe it's leaking. But basically it needs an expert to have a look. Fortunately, all boilers have a sequence of operation. And I'm going to go through that. So it doesn't matter what level you are, whether you're an expert, a new entrant to heating, or a homeowner, there'll be something here for you. So let's begin. If you're an installer, but you just can't remember all the faults, nobody can, which is why I wrote my yellow book, my orange book on wiring, and we've got 8 apps. They're there to remind all of us what to do and how to do it. So don't start taking bits and pieces out or pointing to something and say, oh, it's going to be that thing or that thing, and then it turns out it's not. Well, you're not allowed to charge the customer because that's fraud. So be careful, installers. Start learning the sequence and how to test components. And that's my job. Every boiler sold in the UK comes with an automatic 2-year guarantee, and often manufacturers will give you 3, 5, 10 or more, provided you do certain things. One of them is going to be use their programmers, their thermostats, their anti-scale magnetic device, and so on. So always remember, installer and homeowners, make sure you use the manufacturer's components because that adds the extra years for the guarantee. And that's worth $1 million, and it costs so little. And if your boiler's broken down in the last 5 years, why? Is it down to the installation? Almost certainly. The installer's not done something. Maybe it's the automatic bypass, maybe the expansion vessel. Have a look at the video I've just done about having the correct pressure in the correct house. And just have a look. Where's your house in that list? Because that will give you a really good clue why the boiler has broken down, because it's not supposed to. Boilers are geared for at least 15 years, as long as it's been well installed, just normal, and it's maintained every single year by a gas-safe registered engineer. Thanks to all the customers who sent me photographs of their boiler or underneath the boiler and see where's my bypass, and almost every single one, there isn't one. Why? Because an automatic bypass keeps the flow of the water at a steady rate through the main heat exchanger, the boiler, and it stops it overheating, because then, once it's reached those high temperatures, you will get sludge, scale, and leaks. Plastic components tend to split and flood the place. And it's all to do with a £30 valve. So have a look at that video I've just made, and that'll give you a better idea and an insight why an auto bypass causes no problems and it makes life a lot easier, and the boiler is quieter. You don't have any problems. What's wrong with that? Is your boiler amongst these that I've got displayed? Hopefully, yes. What I've done is gone to every single one and downloaded all of their error codes, flashing lights, whatever, directly onto our app. So you know it's absolutely perfect. And if you're an installer, before you call, ask the homeowner what's actually wrong. If there's an error code, look it up in advance, phone the factory to get some other ideas to make sure that when you do go there, you're prepared. You look professional, and the job will be done much better, much more efficiently. Whether you are a new entrant, apprentice, or even skilled, fault finding is always evolving. So you only need 3 apps. The fault finding app, the wiring app, and the F22 fault finding codes. That's all. And I'll go through each one as we go along. As we've said many times, the most popular fault is lack of pressure in the boiler. Number one fault for the last 20 years, if not longer. So homeowner, have a look, see what it is. I've made several videos, so please have a look at those and get the idea of what's going on and why. Because that simple fill to about 1 bar or 1.2, whatever, can save you a £200 plus call out just to turn the valve on. So always remember, start from the basic things when you're doing fault finding. Is there electricity? Is there water? You're halfway there to diagnosing what's wrong. One popular fault is no hot water, and that could be down to lots and lots of things. So in the book, I've covered that in depth. Basically, either the diverter valve is stuck in central heating mode, and that's easy to find, or the switch to tell the boiler that there's a tap running is not actually working. It's jammed up, seized up, whatever. So although it looks like panic stations, don't worry. It's only going to be a diverter valve or a flow hot water switch. In the yellow book, I've got 4 pages of these flowcharts, and what you can see are the different steps that we start from the beginning to the end where you've got valves. So whether it's a mid-position 3-port or 2-zone valves, the sequence is exactly the same. So anyone can follow it. It's, have you got this at this position? Yes or no? And whichever answer it is, you either go to the right or down and go back and test. So these are very, very simple and highly accurate fault-finding charts. When we want to find out what's going wrong, the fastest way and the approved way is turn on the central heating. Never ever turn the tap on to test the boiler. That's a waste of time, waste of water. You're not going to find anything. Always the heating first, because that tells us where the diverter valve is, and it tells us whether the controls are working. So all I do is put the programmer on constant, the room thermostat flat out, both the hot water and heating boiler stats flat out, and then the boiler fires up. And we see what's going on. Has it fired up? Have you got warm pipes on the flow side of the boiler to show that it's actually working? But that's always, and I've got a whole page of what can go wrong. So they're just a reminder exactly what goes on first, second, third, all the way up to ignition and then past ignition. So it's a really good page. When it comes to a noisy boiler, kettling in other words, is what we do, that's usually a very quick and easy method to fix. It's going to be lack of inhibitor, but it could also be there's no auto bypass to keep the boiler flow rate at a steady, constant speed. But if we just look at the chemical side, I see no end of people writing to me and saying they haven't got a sticker, so therefore there is no inhibitor into it. F1 from the installation, and for breakdown engineers, you need F2 if you've drained down F1 and you want to refill it with something a little bit stronger. So that's why F2 exists. So always have at least a couple of bottles with you at all times. Many faults are to do with the radiators. They're either too small, or they don't have a TRV, or they're cold along the top, which means air. So before you go around the house and start just opening up the vent, look at the video all about venting radiators with a laser or just without one and so on. It's not difficult, but always remember, turn the boiler off so the pump has stopped and the system will naturally fill up. Because if the pump is running while you're venting, you will get more air into the system. So you'll be going around in circles. That's crucial. And often people aren't taught this very simple but important sequence. Pumps on page 38 covers everything you need to know. How to use the multimeter to measure the windings, what it should be and what it is. That way you can tell whether the pump is time for a new one, which will be the latest version. That information comes only from the manufacturer of that boiler. But also points that you need to remember about the pump to stop it overheating and burning out. One crucial thing is never ever remove that screw in the front center, whether it's gold or silver, whilst it's full of water, because you've got high pressure and water pumping out at 1 bar or higher is almost certain to flood the PCB, the boiler, and anyone standing in front of it. So always remember, people, only drain down, then remove the screw. So if you want to twist it with a screwdriver, that's when you do it. Make sure it's okay. But if the boiler is about 5, 6, 8 years of age and has been giving trouble, I would change the pump and get a nice new one. And that's eliminated masses of problems about circulation and boiler breakdowns. Our fault finding app has got 21 chapters, how to test this, that, and the other. Everything you need to know. So whatever level you're at, this app in particular is a godsend to find out what's gone wrong, why, and how to fix it. Just a reminder, we've got 8 apps for installers. So always make sure that you've got the gas rate, gas pipe sizing, the faults, and so on and so on. These apps are absolutely brilliant. It's taken me years and years and years with the help of the boiler manufacturers and controls manufacturers to get it right. So you can be sure that whatever's on there actually works. To order the books or the CO2 chart, please go to the website, mrcombi.com, and then shop. Once you've put all the things into the basket, you can either use your PayPal account. If you don't have one, don't worry, because you can use your own card, credit or debit. So just stay with it, follow the sequence through, and then you can enter your details. So we don't know what payment you have at all. So it's always 100% secure, but we do send all our books first class, no signature, 24-hour delivery. So you don't have to be home to get it. So it'll just go straight through. So we do as much as we can to make sure that you get our books as quickly as possible. When you order both books, which is our special offer, I'll also include these 3 laminated A5 drawings. One is for a mid-position valve, one is 2 zones, and one is Combi RF system, which is very, very popular, highly recommended. So they come included and they're absolutely easy to follow, perfect for wiring. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel because we've got over 200 videos all about central heating for the homeowner and the installer at whatever level you are. So we really appreciate that if you can subscribe and click notifications and spread the gospel. Thanks very much and take care. This Find the Fault in 5 has been very successful. So I would highly recommend, now you've reached the end of this video, is to click over and find that one and others that might help you in diagnostics, fault finding, and save you money on your central heating.